Warning, spoilies ahead. We get a private jet flown by John Travolta himself.
Like, don't you dare talk about any of that Scientology shit. Just fly the goddamn plane.
Yeah, whoa, like that's so weird. Hey guys, remember when I was in the movie?
Face Off. That's the only movie I want to hear you talk about.
Or Look Who's Talking,
Oh,
and
okay.
Look Who's Talking too. But not Look Who's Talking Now, only the first two.
He'd probably be like, why though? Specifically.
Because those ones are good, and Look Who's Talking Now is dog shit. Not, no pun intended, because it's about dogs. That movie is fucking dog shit.
This is Two Guys, One Film. 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 I'm Dylan. And I'm Dane.
Hi, welcome to Season 8 of Two Guys, One Film. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
It feels fantastic to be back, if I do say so myself.
It really does. It feels real good. Feels real
So thank
good,
you.
partner.
Thank you, folks. Can't do it without you.
Surely can't.
Literally can't this season. So thank you for your entries. Thank you for those who entered.
Yeah.
And no thank you for the people who ignored us.
Yeah. Thanks. But
no
thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
We got him.
They're not watching.
No, they're not watching. Anyway, thanks for the people who put in submissions and who continue to watch the show. And if you are new to watching this show, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it.
That you will.
It's off to a banging start already.
It's gonna
Stick
be,
around.
It's going to be pretty sick.
So Season 8 premiere. This is the Viewer's Choice Telethon 2, Electric Boogaloo. And this is our first episode. First entry is Independence Day. It is from 1996. It was directed by Roland Emmerich. And it was written by Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich. Roland Emmerich, the king of destroying the world. Guy's pretty good at it. It's not always a good movie, but the he's got a thing. He knows how to do it.
It's friggin' crazy.
Yeah. Because it's like, what? Day After Tomorrow. I think Knowing, 2012.
Yep.
The new one with the moon is an alien thing, you know?
It's cool, though. And they're always, like, it's always on, like, massive. This guy, he knows how to do it, like, with a big, massive, just, like, awful end-of-the-world shit.
Say what you want about the movies and the inaccuracies of science. Throw that out the fucking window, folks, because this is about destroying shit in a cool way. Mm-hmm. Not in a Michael Bay way, but in a fucking cool way.
Yeah.
Let's dive into it, folks. Independence Day. It's about aliens that come pretty close to the day of independence, July 4th. So I saw this movie in theaters, and I'm pretty sure I saw it, I know it was my family, and I'm pretty sure my grandpa was with us. Oh. Like the cool grandpa, like my mom's dad.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that. I'm pretty sure, or I'm making this up, and if it's not real, it sounds like fun.
I feel like you did go see it. I remember you coming and telling me, oh man, I saw Independence Day. I hadn't seen it yet.
It's pretty dope.
I unfortunately didn't get to see it till it was like VHS or even DVD. I don't know. Did it make it DVD? Yeah, I think it might have. First time I saw it was probably VHS.
But
you also had that game.
Dude, I was going to bring that up. Let's bring it up now, folks.
Okay.
It was like 4 floppy disks, and they were like blue, and they had the Independence Day logo on it. And you'd put it in the computer via the floppy disk drive, and they were like mini games. Like each one was a mini game, and one was like the nuclear strike. Like I remember that was one of them. One of them was like you were in the alien ship. It's like a fever dream of like I can kind of picture it in my head, but can't at the same time. It's like when you wake up from a dream and you're trying to hold on to it, but you can't.
The one that I remember the most is being in the ship, but I feel like we would mess with it and not really get what the hell we were doing though.
It's like the Journeyman Project. We had no idea what we were doing, but boy, was it fun.
Yeah,
so look it up, folks, on YouTube. See if you can find the Independence Day floppy disk games. And if you can find some, buy them and send them to me, because I want to replay them.
You'd have to find a computer with a floppy disk drive.
I will send me that too, so I can relive my childhood. Dane and I can do
Windows
that
98 computer.
watch some, what was it? The Encyclopedia Magna. What is that one called?
Oh yeah, there's some sort of encyclopedia. We used to play with the moon crashing into Earth, and there was that maze game with the like it was like a trivia game.
Oh yeah,
You remember that? And we always used to play with the sounds.
Yeah, man, we are dumb.
I don't know, man. I mean, like entertainment back then
fun.
wasn't like what it is today.
Yeah,
Kids don't know how well you have it. You get on the YouTube.
We were crashing the moon into an encyclopedia game while you kids were on your fucking iPads. I don't know why I turned into Adam Sandler at the end. Anyway, back off the tangent. Back to the movie. I had always thought, and like I had seen this movie, what I thought was recently. I had thought that the alien invasion was longer than 2 fucking days, but I guess like a lot happened, so it just feels like it's more than 2 days. But like it starts with July 2nd. I was like, I thought it was longer than that.
Well, they really stretch the days out. But I also like how this movie just kind of gets right into it. There's not like a big like long opening scene. There's just like, you see the moon.
You're on the fucking moon, and then
the Imperial probe droid sound comes through. That's what it reminds me of.
And yeah, that classic like Star Wars shot of the ship coming over.
Yeah.
But the weird thing was like the dust blowing on the moon, like in front of the camera, like they were dropping it. It's like, I'm sure like some dust blows on the moon, but like I feel like it doesn't because it doesn't have an atmosphere. But maybe it does. Like I don't know how hard space winds are. I didn't want to think about it too much.
Isn't there is space wind though, isn't there?
I feel like it.
Like there's
I'm
a
sure
solar
there's a proper
wind.
term for it, and we're just like space wind.
I think it's like I think it's. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. You can
but
get
I don't
me in
think
the
it's
comments.
like,
but I think it's like solar wind or something.
Yeah,
like it's.
And I like this one was obviously just them sprinkling it over the camera, like in front of the plaque. But
Well, let's get some scientists to
to
weigh in.
convey-
If there's wind and it were to blow dust on the moon, would it look like that, or would it kind of just float away? Like,
Well,
'cause
actually,
that's what I
because
would
the gravity was lower, it was falling so fast, it would actually kind of float down a little slower.
unless the gravity of the ship is messing with the moon, because I mean it's pretty big.
It's a pretty big ship.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's ships coming in. They get that cool fucking sound. And the guy playing mini golf, working, and I like the guy that was like sweating in his fucking sleep that he called. He's like, I don't know if you saw it, but he like has these like big pit stains when he like answers the phone.
It's probably because they were like, all right, in this scene you got to wear full on pajamas, and they probably had to do that scene a bunch of times. He's like in a bed and keeps having to sit up and hit his head.
Yeah, and it's like he's like in that old timey pajamas. I'm surprised he didn't come out with like the little hat, the candle, little slippers. Like, what's going on? What day is it?
Golf balls! You're gonna kill me with these golf balls.
Get me a Christmas goose. And they get the satellite signal. They get a little picture, and they're like, "What is this thing? Oh, it's aliens! It's contact!" But like, it was cool to show that like a lot of people, like scientists, like, "Fuck yeah, it's aliens!" And a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't know about that. It could be like an asteroid coming towards us." I'm like, "Well, would an asteroid slow the fuck down?
Yeah, it's
before
slowing
it comes
down
towards us." I also do like how the satellite explodes when it hits the ship.
And that shows how big that fucking ship.
But what is in that satellite for it to be like? Like
well,
was it just filled with fucking like nitro, like just?
Well,
dynamite?
I think it also hits like the ship shield.
It's a pretty explosive satellite, but yeah, it's fucking massive because it just keeps going, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller. It's like it's gonna hit it soon, right?
And then just like a tiny little. And I'm like, damn, the ship is so big.
We're introduced to our characters, right? We got greatest president of all time, Bill Pullman. Mm-hmm. I would vote for that man in a fucking heartbeat.
Right.
Jeff Goldblum is
he just a computer scientist? Or?
So I was trying to think about this last night when I was watching it. I was like, so he works for like a cable company. or something because he knows it.
Well,
like,
that's what his dad keeps saying. But
but he went to like MIT or some shit. Like he has like computer background, but he just never applied himself, and now he's like working at like some massive cable thing in New York or something. I don't know. I don't remember
know.
that
It doesn't
part.
really like.
It doesn't track.
Yeah, it doesn't really say what he does because it doesn't seem like a cable company to me.
And it's like they don't show the outside of the building. They don't say what the company is. He just like comes in. There's a wall of TVs. Like it's Marty McFly's house and Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
And like he comes in on his bike and there's a fucking Fruitopia machine, folks. That's how cool that office is. They have a Fruitopia machine.
That's right.
We made a Fruitopia jokes a few seasons ago with the news thing. If you watched,
go back and check it out. It's good.
Yeah. Watch those promos for that season. It was the Channel 5 News, and we made a lot of Fruitopia jokes.
Yeah. I watched this movie in HD, and it still had that like graininess to it. I love it. Like maybe it's just nostalgia, but I miss that.
I think it's because it's filmed on film. Like that film just has that cool grain to it, and it just looks good.
Yeah,
I don't know, like too clear of an image bothers me.
Yeah,
but when it's got that film grain to it, you're just like, ooh. Like you can crisp up the image, but if it's still got that grain on it, ooh, mamma mia.
Yeah, like it didn't feel like it was over the top. Like
no, yeah, it was good.
It felt nice. It was nice.
I will say though that Jeff Goldblum does not have a good track record of being a scientist. You know. Because, like, this movie, he's a smart guy, aliens attack. Jurassic Park, he's a fucking smart guy, dinosaurs attack.
Well, he always
The Fly, he's a smart guy, he turns into a fucking fly man. And, like,
he always
shit just happens around
knowing shit before everybody else does.
And even in Life Aquatic, he's a marine biologist, and he gets taken by pirates and gets shot. So it's like he just doesn't have a good record of being a smart scientist guy.
Well, he is smart.
He is smart.
He
but
just ends up
bad
knowing,
shit happens to him.
Bad shit happens around his science, his scientific endeavors.
God, is he great?
He is. And that was cool. You meet him, and then you meet the drunk guy. What's his name?
Oh, Randy Quaid.
Yep.
Russell.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
We're on Cornfield, so we're on the other side of town.
You sure? Man, I couldn't imagine trying to fly a plane like drunk like that. Holy shit.
I mean, maybe he's like one of those functioning alcoholics where he's better when he's drunk. He's just like, oh, I can't fly straight. I mean, like even when, like later on when he's in the jet, he's like hitting the wrong buttons and even says, I picked a hell of a day to stop drinking. Like, do you think if he was pounding some fucking shots down before he got in that jet fighter, he'd be like doing all these cool moves? Because he was doing some sick moves in that fucking Duster.
That's true. That is
like
true.
He was like hitting some good G's, shit like that. Like, and then he dusted these people's crops for fucking free. Dude.
And I'll just stand there looking at him like this drunk asshole.
I like how that dude brings up like a fucking handful of just like wilted, rotten like
you
vegetables, but like not explaining that was it bugs that killed it, because like that's what spraying the fields for, or is it like a fertilizer thing? But like that just looks like that dude didn't fucking water his field.
I know, I was gonna
like
say
that's just
that
like shriveled, dried produce. That's just like you didn't fucking water. Don't blame Russell for that shit. You didn't water your field.
Well, I mean, he looks like a young farmer. He comes walking up there, no sleeves. You know, he's
You
spending
see
too
this?
much time dicking around with his no sleeves.
See all these vegetables, dude?
They're not growing right. I forgot to put water in them. Also, that guy forgot to dust my crops.
So, like, if he's not here in, like, 20 minutes, I'm finding somebody else, dude.
Like, good luck. Is that like a thing? Is there a lot of crop dusters? I don't know if that's like a thing much now, but I mean...
Probably that. Like, I mean, in that
you just
area,
go and like,
like
oh, hey, you dust crop?
You fucking bet I dust some crop, dude. Shit, dude. I dust crop 24/7, dude. Big old functioning drunk Russell. Russell!
I hate how mean those guys are to him.
Dude.
And, like, what is the deal with that guy getting all worked up over them, like, being sexual toward him?
Touch you sexually? They experiment on you sexually?
Yeah, sexually. Hey,
because I kind of want to know if it was sexual.
Was it sexual? Will you tell me about it?
This poor dude was in fucking Vietnam, has like probably severe PTSD, and like turns out he actually probably got abducted by aliens, because guess what? Aliens are fucking real, folks.
Yeah.
So this guy
he recognizes these specific ones too.
This guy was right the whole fucking time. Whatever. There's a note in here I really like. You can tell Bill Pullman's a great president because when he was on the phone, he actually said bye and then hung up. Because in movies, everybody just fucking hangs up. But Bill Pullman, he's like, bye. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but you know what? When you're the president, you don't have time to say bye to people.
But that's why he's such a good president, you know? And it's funny because, like, as an adult, now I'm paying attention to that story of it. Whereas a kid, I'm like, that part doesn't matter. Aliens, right? Like, and Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. But then this one, it's like, your numbers are shitty because you're trying to be too nice of a guy. And it's like, hey, nothing brings your numbers up. Like, A, most of your fucking voters dying. And B, saving the fucking world, dude.
Right? How, like, there was no way that he wasn't going to get a second term after that.
Oh, after this? No. Especially flying a fucking jet, dude.
Yeah, like, what president besides George Washington, like, you know, led our troops around?
Yeah. This dude just fucking hops in a jet and is just like, fuck yeah, let's give him some cover, plow the roads. Like, dude's fucking badass.
He got in there, kicked some ass. It was pretty awesome. I mean, he did miss that big shot, but then, you know, we're getting to the end.
That's that's later on.
Oh, and this is like now all the pandemonium's going on. Oh, we didn't talk about Will Smith.
Well, that's like, this is all happening right now. So like, yeah, the ships are finally coming in because they went to the president's office and they saw that like the big blob turned into a bunch of little blobs. So all the motherships, smaller ships that's got the smaller ships in it, you know, coming in there to do the damage.
Yeah.
They're on their way and they start entering the atmosphere, and
that looks so cool.
Dude, that's so fucking
big.
Cool. Yeah, and it's just like all that like fucking cloud and fire. Like I love when that jet's flying through. It's like we don't have visual, yeah. Then suddenly just like.
And I hope maybe there would be some science people listening to this, because I want to know, would that be like if something was that big, would it create that much of an interference, like coming in?
I feel like it would, because that's a lot of friction into the atmosphere. And like that thing is huge and it's some fucking heavy metal. So like I feel like, I mean, like an asteroid makes a big bright fucking thing. So like shoving this giant like coin into the fucking earth is just like
man.
I feel like that'd be pretty. I mean, I don't know if it would look exactly like that, but it looked fucking cool. But I feel like it'd fuck some shit up. Like definitely like atmospheric disturbance where like weather would be fucked up for like a long time after this, for all of them going all over the globe. It's like, oh, we're getting snow in places that we're not supposed
what's crazy to me is like how fast the sky clears up and stuff after that. It's like, where did all that smoke go? They're like, aren't the outside of the ships kind of burning a little bit? Like,
well, it's because they got that force field and that heavy metal, dude. You know?
That's right, they have the force field.
But so, you know, they're coming in, it's getting on the news. Russell's in the he shows up on the news and he's like, oh, they're here, they're gonna kill us all. And I was like, that dude's 100% right. He was on the fucking money right there. And his son gets to watch him get taken in.
Well, he's like sitting there, he does a spit take. What?
Russell? I refuse to call you dad until the end. Russell?
I didn't understand that at first. I was like, wait, so is he like his uncle or something?
We'll get into this later. I have it written in my notes. There's a whole weird thing about Russell and his kids. But then there's so many things in this movie that just get LA right. There's the part on the news, it's in LA, because that's where Will Smith is. Like, Jeff Goldblum is in DC, or New York. He's in New York. Willie Smith is on California side.
Yeah.
On the LA news, it's like, we are urging LA residents to please don't shoot your guns at the things in the sky, as it could cause a fallout war. And it's like, that's very LA for people like, fuck you. And there's like another line later on that's very, very LA. And I was like, wow. But yeah, just like that. Please don't fire your guns at the ship, as it could, cause a problem. And it's like, Will Smith is that kid's stepdad?
Well, like,
because like it's not his kid. He's like dating the kid's mom.
Like they're
right.
Because she says later I think it's when she's talking to the first lady. She might ask, "Oh, what's his dad like?" Well, he's not his dad. He's at the Air Force Base or whatever. But I was kind of hoping he wanted the job.
Because he calls him like Steve at the beginning. Like, Steve. And the kid's name was Dylan.
I know. It was a popular name back then.
It's because I made it popular.
Well, yeah. I mean, this guy's born, and bam, everybody's named Dylan.
Only for a little bit, and then it stopped.
Yeah, thankfully. Now I'm running into Danes.
Ooh, shit. And then they're like, oh, the neighbors are moving. He does the little, like, look at his paper and looking around. I don't know how you could not see that in your peripheral vision.
I know.
Of, like, looking up. Like, it is a giant
It's literally
mass.
casting a shadow over the fucking city.
It is this fucking enormous mass in the sky, and you can't be like, oh, like,
yeah.
I see like a bird fly. I'm like, whoa. And then this guy's like, whoa, there's a huge city in the sky. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Well, he doesn't do anything about it until he sees people. I like this too. People using cameras to take pictures of it, like film it and shit. And I'm like, man,
don't have the phones
they
here,
would have phones.
I do also. The thing that made me mad was like, Secretary of State was earlier on when they're in the Oval Office before they tell the president that they've split up. And he's like, we don't have enough support for troops. They're on leave this weekend. I'm like, that's their job.
Pretty much.
You can call them in from leave. This is a very serious situation to be like, sorry guys, aliens, but they're on vacation. We can't call in the Marines and stuff. And it's like, you're right. Enjoy your guys' vacation.
Because, the world, that's fine,
And so, like, that's why I don't understand Vivica A. Fox. Like, you can't go, you're on leave. It's like, this is my fucking job. I'm enlisted.
I know. I was just like, what the hell is that,
when they
dude?
call, I have to go. This is literally what my job is about, is defending shit.
And like,
There's a fucking alien.
You realize if he doesn't go, he's going to get taken away anyway. He'll go to jail. Like, that's what happens if that's like being a deserter.
Yeah, so, like, I don't. I mean, I know it's supposed to bring tension, drama of like, oh, I shouldn't have left. Oh, don't leave me, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, that's his fucking job. Like, literally his fucking job.
Yeah, he has to.
But he got that signal. He intercepted the signal that he's like, all the ones and zeros. And he's like, I got to go see it. And you got the Uncle Jack or Aunt Frank, one of the ones from Missed Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Harvey Firestein or whatever his name is. The guy that sounds like this, David.
Yeah.
Why did I send my mother to Atlanta, David?
But so he's cracked the code, and it's counting down because he found out that Earth's satellites are being used, and he intercepted the code. So he's like, oh, they're counting down to something. So he tells his buddy, get your mom out of town, get your ass to Mars.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
I don't know what's going on yet.
But David's got to go save his ex-wife because he still wears the ring. Because even though they've been married or divorced for 3 years. 3 years.
3 whole years.
But he's got to go save her. And she's always has her mobile phone on her, so he uses his computer to be like, this is all the names of the phone book.
Yeah. I'll track her down with my 6 satellite. I'll stick on the car.
The dynamic between him and his dad was like fucking great. Like those two together were just so fucking good. He's like driving so slow.
They do work.
It's like there's people passing us. It's like, no, there's coming out. There's nobody in front of us. It's like, we're gonna get a ticket if we're going too slow. And I was like, God, these guys are just like, they had it down. It was pretty.
They had a good dynamic.
But then one of my favorite scenes was we're back at the military base in California or wherever it's at, where Willie Smith is, and the other musician in the movie, Harry Connick Jr., is his buddy. And there's that whole scene where like they're in the locker room, and he finds the ring and he drops it and he's on his knees like, "This is a wedding ring." And then that guy walks in and just like he's turning around like that. To me, ever since I was a kid, fucking love that joke. Just like the.
Me too.
I don't know why it's so. Such like a good
I mean, if I walked into that too, I'd be like, oh.
Hey. And these two guys, they're like, all right, they really are good friends. So good for you guys.
He's proposing. Holy shit. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. I I would feel like I was interrupting and being a dick.
That's
So I
very
probably would have
magic
done the same
moments.
thing. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Didn't mean to ruin that, but congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved that. He's like, I thought you were gonna call it off, and he's like, oh, she's a great mom, or she's like a great gal, but she's a stripper. Cuts to, she still goes to work as a stripper,
Yeah.
dancing to fucking nobody. There's
They're
like,
all watching TV.
and it's like other people at work there, like a bartender and some old guy. But yet you still have the girls in the back, like getting ready, and it's like, man, that's fucked up. It's like, I don't care if there's aliens, you gotta come to work.
Yeah.
You got stripped down. You got dance for these gentlemen who might come.
See, I
in.
always wondered that too. I'm like, honestly, this scene feels like just an excuse to get her to dance around half naked.
Did we mention she's a stripper?
Ooh, whoa.
I feel like Roland Emmerich put that one in there. Yeah, we should put the dancing scene.
Yeah,
but
so we
Roland,
know-
why would they go there? There's the aliens. Someone might want to.
Well, you know, maybe
know,
no one's paying attention. You know, they're all watching TV, but she's still dancing. Then she realizes and stops. You know.
I'm gonna personally be the cameraman on this scene.
It's just gonna be me and her in here. I need complete silence.
So this is when we get to the stupid helicopter with the lights
I hate
bullshit.
that.
Like, what
That's
the
like-
fuck was this supposed to
Out
do?
of this entire movie, it's my least favorite part
Yeah.
of it because I thought to
'Cause-
myself, first off, you're taking that stupid thing up there.
Mm-hmm.
What is that doing? Is that
And,
like
like-
a universal thing, like lights that
No,
like flash around? Like what the
I
fuck
don't
is
think
that?
so. I think
also,
they just
what
like
were the other helicopters doing there? What were they gonna do?
we're
just got,
filming
like-
it. We're just like for backup, and
For
it's just
what?
like,
And then you all get killed.
did they watch like Close Encounters? Like, hey, remember when they played Simon with the aliens? That'll probably work. Here, they'll understand us spinning some lights, and the aliens are probably like, hey, they're fucking taunting us. Let's fuck them up because maybe we said something bad to them. Or they're just like, what the fuck is this thing? Swat it.
fuck
It's
you
like a
guys!
fly.
Bam!
It's like a firefly being in your face. Like, oh, what is this thing? And then just smack it. you
Yeah,
know?
they're like, "What the hell is this?" I like that's what I could imagine. They're just like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they just
is
shoot
this?
them out of the sky.
He's like, hey, Gary, check this out. And they're like, what the fuck
"What
is
even
going
is that?"
on?
Just shoot it.
Shoot it. Open the thing, and then. I do
awesome.
love all cockpit explosions in this movie are great. Cockpit
They are.
explosions in all movies are great because the editing on them is great because like you show them getting exploded in there and then it shows the explosion right after it happening. Like the cut is never clean on it. But you have to show them both happening. But it's always in this one's like, "Ah!"
I love it.
my other-
the one where the ship's coming in and it shows the whole
Yeah.
like the,
and
like,
the guy
cabin of the
stands
plane
up
too,
to
and they're
run. Like,
"Ah!"
yeah.
I thought,
like,
where
the
the fuck are you
radar
gonna
ship.
run to, dude?
It's just that human instinct of fight or flight. And he's like, gotta go. And
I guess I'll try running. Yeah, I
But
guess
yeah, this-
like
this
goddamn them.
helicopter blow up is great too. The
I felt the least amount of sadness for those guys.
Yeah.
They flew up there in a dumbass fucking helicopter with lights on it. Like, fuck them. Like,
hoping that, oh, we can speak their light language. Oh, the universal language of spinning lights. We really
Yeah.
love Vegas.
who doesn't? Who doesn't like spinning lights? So, of course, aliens would love spinning lights.
And like, there are a lot of what to me look like windows on the exterior of the ship, you know, the little lights.
Yeah.
Meaning like, those are all rooms on this ship. And the idea of like, how many aliens and rooms and things that are on this ship to operate this giant fucking ship is beyond me. It's just like, wow. When you look at that thing, you're just like, there's like people working there. It's like the Death Star.
Yeah.
There's people working in there. There's like
Yeah.
aliens working in there, like making sure the stuff's cooling down, you know? It's just like engineer
I always think
department.
of like, you know, the people working on the Death Star. Oh man, it sucks they all blew up. But I'm like, nah, because you know, like when I say things like that, it's like saying the Nazis were just following orders. You know, like the Imperials were just following orders. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
fuck 'em.
don't feel sorry for
Like-
these aliens. You know, they're all contributing
Yeah.
to blowing up the Earth, but it's just so funny to think about like these badass aliens, and there's the ones that are like working in like the janitorial department or like the boiler room. You know,
Yeah.
and it's just like, hey, Mike, hey, how you doing? Just cleaning stuff up.
They don't get to wear the cool like biomechanical suit
Yeah.
or anything. They just
I'll just be the gooey guy walking around. Hey, you guys gonna shoot something? Yeah, cool.
wish I could have pizza.
Boy, I wish I could blow up a helicopter with flashing lights on it.
Well, so could like, is this like a community of like aliens living together, or is this just like a warship?
Oh, I think this is like one of the battleships, because it's like the big ship that has all the little ships in it.
Because
But
like
it's
I
like, you know, it's
guess,
still got to have people
well, it's
functioning and
crazy. It
working
must
it.
like because when they do finally fly up there, it's ridiculously big. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy big. Like I guess
It's like a
enough to
fucking
be
city,
like,
dude.
yeah, but even bigger than that.
Yeah,
Like if
like
that
it's
makes
just
sense. Like
so much is going on in this ship, and I'm
because
thinking about it
it's
too
got big
much.
ass fucking ships flying around
Yeah.
inside of it on top of their little ships, plus
Well, that was the
that big
mothership at the end,
platform.
so
Yeah,
that's even bigger than the ships that are on the Earth itself right now.
yeah,
And those are fucking massive alone. So like the
yeah,
whole mothership is like a fucking planet at this point.
yeah. It's
But
crazy.
like it's just fucking beyond me. It's bonkers.
It would be cool to see a comparison to that, the Earth and the Death Star.
Ooh, yeah.
See if it's bigger than the Death Star. I have a feeling it's bigger than the Death Star, like way bigger than the Death Star.
Let's find out. Somebody look it up if the Independence Day mothership is bigger than the Death Star.
It's gotta be.
There's no way it's gotta be. Yeah, it's like you can fly.
Like, there's no way. Like, you could fly the Death Star like into that big. It's gotta be that big.
Yeah, it's gotta be bigger than the Death
But then
Star.
again, I wonder how big. You know how like when they zoom out, you can see like those bigger, like wider ships flying around. Like, I wonder how big those are. Are those like Star Destroyer style ships, or
Yeah,
are
I
they
mean,
smaller than that?
I don't know. They
Because
didn't.
you
They
don't.
didn't
They don't get like a good close up look. You just see them from a
which
distance.
is a bummer because I really wanted more of the alien shit.
Right.
But I will give credit to the effects in this movie because they use miniatures, and that's why it looks so fucking good at times.
It's amazing.
Like all these ships are built like, you know, there's CGI and like on spots, but like the ships and the buildings exploding and just like all of this shit is like miniatures, and like it just looks so fucking good. Like
That's why it looks so good.
you could CGI a building blowing up and you're like, all right, cool. But when you actually like do a building blowing up, even if it's like a fucking scale model, it looks goddamn
sick.
cool. You're just like, all right.
Like the work put in is definitely worth it.
Yeah, and it like it shows, and it has more of an impact, and like it's more believable because you're like your
Yeah.
brain just fucking knows that was an actual object being
Yeah.
filmed. Like you don't think about the size of it, but you're like, I can tell that's a real thing.
But also, it's just that whole scene of like destruction is fucking cool. Anyway,
So
though.
fucking cool. Aliens are setting up, countdown starting. David has gotten his way into the White House by being a fucking awesome. And he's like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
outside. And she's like, fuck. He's like, I gotta talk to the president. And this is when you find
Oh
out
yeah,
he fucking socked the president. They got in a fight before he was the president.
Yeah,
as he
before he
kept
was
telling his dad. But like, yeah, like fought this fucking guy because he's talking shit, you know.
Well, no,
and
he
thought they
thought
were having an
his-
affair with his wife, and like, it's so fucking cool. Just to be able to say, you're like, yeah, I punched that dude. He wasn't the
Punched the
president yet, but I punched the
punched
fucking
the
president.
fuck out of him. It was sick.
But yeah, they're
Good.
he's showing there's a countdown, and that's when they're like, oh fuck, we gotta get out of here. And he's like, I gotta go. They're getting in the thing. They're like, hey, you guys go ahead, we'll put all the rest of the staff in the separate helicopter.
Yeah.
Hope nothing bad happens to the rest of them. All of you primary people and these random civilians, you get on this one.
Yeah.
You seem important. The rest of the staff can go on the next
Well,
one.
I mean, the president was on that one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
As long
But
as
yeah,
he
it
got
was-
out first.
Yeah, he gets out, they get on Air Force One.
Talk about like, stressful, like having to fly a helicopter to an airport and then fly from the airport to wherever the fuck they were going, which seemed like they were in the air for a while.
Yeah, I mean they're in DC, and I think they were heading to,
Because they end up
Area
going to
51.
Area 51.
so they're going like all the way to fucking Nevada
Yeah.
or whatever.
Which, I
So
mean,
it's
is
like,
totally
that's gonna be
possible for a
long.
plane, but I mean...
That's
I'm
a
just
long
saying.
drive, but yeah, that's why they're up there for so long. But like, yeah, let's talk about the dinguses on the roof. Once again, very LA for people to be like, yeah, party with the fucking aliens. Like, I'm surprised they weren't like raving some more, but like,
Like, I don't feel like that would be just there. But I mean, they only showed there. But I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it would kind of be like
they're probably
in a
all
few
over.
places.
There's
Like,
those
of course,
fucking people
like,
that are like.
the dude wearing the like flying saucer hat and shit. I'm just like, this.
I do like how X-Files exists in this world too, because there was
Oh,
that guy
yeah.
earlier. He's like, "Oh, I've seen the X-Files." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, cool." So, is there gonna be an X-Files episode about this later on?
Like,
That's not really science fiction. That's science fact.
yeah. But I mean, X-Files. I mean, that was a phenomenon. You know, everybody knew about it.
But yeah, there are a bunch of dum-dums on the fucking roof. Take me with you, beam me up. I hope they bring back Elvis.
That was weird.
I hope they bring back Elvis.
She was like screaming about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
calm down. You don't know anything about, like, I don't know. I think I would personally be skeptical. I'd be like, I don't know about this. This feels.
I mean, that's probably the best human nature, is to be a little bit weary about a giant unknown thing that's come into the world and being like, okay, I'm curious, but let's be a little bit careful and not just being like, fuck yeah, they're aliens, they're cool, let's party, they're gonna be here to help us, let's come in peace. And then,
You know, hope that they don't suck, and then they just destroy everything.
It's good to be a little cautious, people. So big old spaceships getting ready, countdown, flying over the big old buildings. For some reason, they know the White House is more important. Like, big cities make sense, high population, perfect. But they're like, this building especially, we need to blow this one up. For some reason, we just know it, guys. We did our research.
Well,
I guess they were here in the 50s or whatever, but like, they just know, like, White House, let's fuck that up. Everything else, go to a big city, find the tallest building, and just.
And then
Let's talk about this.
At least those people on the roof did die quick. Hopefully,
Very
you
quick.
know, like
They would have been like, that light was so much brighter, like looking this way, but then when the camera was on them this way, it was like they were just blue. But like from this perspective, it was so bright, they would have been like, oh, like instantly blinded just from that fucking light alone. It was probably like bright as the sun.
I'm sure
I
they
don't know
melted
what
pretty quick.
Yeah, this pre-laser that just building explodes, fucking wall of fire, cars flipping in the air, people getting thrown in the air.
It's crazy.
You got a dude falling into your windshield, so you don't even die by explosion. You die because some guy fell in your windshield.
And then your
so
car
much
gets flipped
going
over.
on.
Like,
And
even
I
if
feel
that
like
didn't kill you, your car would just get like, thrown.
And I feel like that wall of fire, like you would feel that heat before it even got to you, because it's just so much fucking energy. So those people would have just been burnt even before it even got close to them. So like, it's coming at them and they're like, oh, running. They'd have been like, ah, like just on fire
Seriously.
already. Cause
like they probably would have caught fire.
Pushed. Yeah, exactly. And like,
it's fucking awful.
I feel like that would have gone faster, but maybe not like to the scale, like, you know, like.
Well, because
like
I mean,
huge explosion.
They zoom out and you watch it from like,
yeah.
Because when they are doing like the closer views, it's like,
yeah, but like it's coming at these people like, oh, like poor guy in his car. Oh crap.
Yeah.
I love that character. I don't want to see him go, David.
Oh yeah. David. I didn't want him to die either. I was like, oh man.
He's a really cool guy. But yeah, big ass fucking explosion. Huge ass crater. It was fucking cool. You got Vivica A. Fox running with the kid. She's the only one that sees the door in the tunnel. And good old Boober, whatever the dog name is.
Like,
I don't know why that dog was like not following them to begin with.
I know.
Just
he just
standing
stood
there, just waiting. Like, I'll be waiting to be called. Like, if that was the real family dog and it's a fucking yellow lab, that thing would have been like, okay, I'm coming with you.
Yeah,
like,
there's no way it would have just stood there.
Bye-bye! Bye-bye! And does a cool fucking jump as the flames go by him. And for some reason, the flames
didn't get singed.
Flames don't come in the door. They just go past the door, even though it's open.
I know. I always wondered that too. I'm like, so if you get to the side of flames, they don't come in the door. They just
these are alien flames. This is from a laser beam, so it's just direct fire.
Oh, okay.
A wall of fire. It doesn't spread this way.
It's a controlled burn. They were controlling it. I see.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a forest. You know, they're like, this won't go in any open doors or tunnels. You know, it'll just go straight.
You know, because it's the initial, like, you know.
Once again, don't look into the science, folks, because when you do, you just go, what the fuck? But that's not what this is for. This is not about science accuracy. This is about fucking aliens blowing shit up and America and the world just fucking it up, man.
We're fighting back.
You scared? No. Hold me. It's time to kick the tires and light the fires.
I'm just excited to get up there and kick E.T.'s ass, that's all.
I really wanted Ripley to show up. and be like, I hope you're right. I really do. It's like, oh, okay. Because just one of these managed to take down my entire crew.
Yeah, that was a different alien, ma'am. These ones, they aren't so animal.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the hold me. You got the cigars. I got them right here. Not till Fat Lady sings. Kick the tires and light the fires, baby.
His death scene, I didn't remember being like that
I can't
lame.
breathe. Yeah, I thought it was a lot cool. Like
I thought he
I
at
don't know, he
least
just
like
kinda-
took down that. Like I guess
Yeah.
that alien did follow him because there were two, right?
yeah, so one of them gets blown up, but like I just like the I can't breathe. And then just
Put your mask back on. No.
Put your mask on. So yeah, this is when the jets are coming in. All the Eagles launch their boxes.
Oh yeah,
and
they're
find
doing
out
the
it's a
counterattack.
force field. Just a wall of green. And then they go, let's try it again. Same thing. And then I like when they're like, pull up, and the guy's like, I can't. And then
Yeah, I'm like, why did everybody else get to pull up, but this guy?
my stick's broken.
Yeah, lame.
And then like that shitty, oh god, that would be horrible. Like you're coming up the ship now, and then just like hundreds of fucking
and, like,
ships are
having to
coming out.
fly
You're like,
through
oh
'em.
great, you know. Yeah, so
Oh,
now
well,
you got
one
some
of them
dog
doesn't make
fighting.
it through. He smashes right into it.
Cockpit explosions. You get
Yeah.
a lot of this in this scene, folks. You get a lot of people going,
Yeah,
fire
like,
going off.
you know, getting engulfed in flame. They can't get out because they're
But-
strapped in.
Good old fashioned cockfighting in the air, or dog fighting. Sorry, not cockfighting. That's happening somewhere else in LA, probably more close to the border. But now this is dog fighting, and yeah, and there's people just so for some reason I don't know why it makes me laugh when the guy shoots the missile at the little ship and it just goes boom and it just bounces.
Just, like,
He's like,
bounces
they got
off
force
from the
fields too.
What?
What? I want to talk about the alien, the ship noises, because I 100% think that they were made by a person's mouth and not like a computer instrument. Like I feel like it was just someone going, and then they just altered that. Like they didn't use like a synthesizer or anything. Like it just sounded like someone going, and like even the lasers, and they're just like, all right, augment it. Good, that's the nice sound of the spaceships. Let's move forward.
You never know. Sometimes it is something like super simple like that, but it worked.
It works. Like I do like the noise of the ships, and even the lasers are cool. And then you get Willie Smith and Harry Connick Jr. They're flying through the canyon. He's like, "Oh, let's fucking take him here." And he's like, "I'm gonna take him up for some reason. I don't know if that's a good trick." Whoa!
Yeah.
See, he should have spun like Anakin. I'll try
Yeah.
spinning. Spinning's a good trick.
Well, that's a way better trick than just pulling up. And also, he
That's
wasn't
not
in
pod
space.
racing. That's not
No,
pod
it's
racing.
not pod racing.
And then Will Smith does a cool trick. Puts the parachute over the guy and then
Yeah.
ejects.
Yeah.
Pretty smart.
And then he crashes.
And he finds that alien ship, is talking shit to it, opens it, knows how to open the latch. It's
Yeah,
just,
somehow.
okay, and then punches it, which bothers me because you later on find out that it's like a biomechanical exoskeleton suit.
Yeah.
So he just like punches it, and it knocks the alien out on the inside. Like I feel like that's just like
So, like, the
punching
only-
someone's car and then being like them go. Whoop. Like,
Well, so the way I
They
look at it is
jostle
it's
them around
like,
too
I mean,
much.
it is like bio. The suit isn't
Yeah.
all mechanical, obviously,
Yeah.
even you can tell. So, like, I don't know, when he hit him that hard, I mean, he's a Marine.
that's true.
So I could imagine like
pretty
being able to
buff.
hit pretty fucking hard and he just goes slam, you know, and that
Yeah.
alien inside just like flop and it hits the
Hits,
side of it.
hits the heart. Like, oh,
Yeah. Sort of like
maybe we
whiplash
shouldn't
in a car. So,
done it so close. So yeah,
so
it's like,
basically what you're talking about, except for,
Yeah.
you know, he's hitting the inside of the car,
Yeah.
but he also kicks the shit out of him too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that thing is knocked the fuck out in there. He's dragging it. Vivica A. Fox is safe, and she finds a truck. And for some reason, I always leave my keys in the visor of my car. And I don't know why that's one of those movie tropes that I've like always hated because it's too easy. People look
Yeah,
around, they
'cause,
do
like,
that, and the keys fall down.
they're like,
who the fuck
oh,
leaves
yeah,
their
they're
keys
in the visor. Nobody
up in the visor?
I've ever met.
Why would you do that?
I
It's
would
like just
never
might as well
do that.
leave them in the fucking ignition
Also,
at that point.
like, why, if you're trying to escape your car, would you take the time to... Let me just tuck these up here.
All right. See, how do you get in and out of your car? Is the car always unlocked then? Do you have 2 sets of keys?
That's what I would... questions for the... You any advisor key people out there? What the hell's your problem?
Do? What is wrong with you? There's this line that I love that David's dad did. They're on Air Force One. I like that too. He's like, we got our own phone. It's like this horrible thing going on. He's like, check it out. We got phones.
Yeah.
And he's talking to David's ex-wife. And he says, like, you know, all you need is love. Whatever. He's like, John Lennon. Great man. He's like, got shot in the back, though. And I was like, what the fuck is that? It's a great, smart man. Got shot in the back. Very sad. And I was like, why?
Because he's that kind of person.
But then he starts spouting his conspiracy theory shit. He's like, "Oh, David saved your all asses, and you know these things existed because of Area 51." And the president's like, "Trust me, that place doesn't exist." And he looks over at Secretary
That guy.
State, and he's like, "It kind of does."
Actually.
Sorry.
Actually.
It does.
Uh-oh.
And these things have been here before from the 50s. That's the Roswell crash.
For me, it kind of I thought, fuck you guys, because you knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, were they if they just crash landed, then like what would they know? Nothing, basically.
I mean, they're like they were like taking down some of the biology of the people, and they were trying to work on the equipment, but like, you know, the guy says later on, like, we weren't able to until like recently in the past 48 hours, like it's all lighting up. So, you know, like they've probably learned some technology off of it, and maybe that's how like certain technologies in this universe have been made of the world. But yeah, it's like they wasted all this time to be like, well, we found out nothing.
Pretty much.
But
until like these.
We know how they work because they're the aliens, because we got them out, and they're these big goofy-headed aliens.
But so they show those ones, but then the one that they cut open doesn't have a giant head like that. Yeah, it does. He's not as big though. Those ones are like whoosh.
Yeah,
and this
maybe
one
those
is
are
like
the
little.
Yeah, those were the 50s models that they sent out. You know, they were the ancestors.
So they've evolved.
The ones in the biosuits are the slimmer ones, because then the guy that's in the mothership has the huge fucking head that's like, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Controlling that shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
But you find out it's real. President and Robert Loggia are fucking pissed, as they should, at the Secretary of Defense, because he's a big fucking wiener. And everyone's like, you knew about this the entire fucking time. We could have saved thousands and hundreds of thousands of people's lives. And he's like, plausible deniability. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like, how many times has the president ever been kidnapped in the history of the United States? Plausible deniability? What?
Well, it's like, you know, you're only here for 8 years. You could be mad and tell people later on. It's like, or you could just kill me if I do. Like, that threaten me to be like, if you ever let the secret out when you're not president anymore, we will fucking murder you.
Yeah, and you know we can. You're the president. You know we can do that.
So they get to Area 51, and I love these, like, we need to go in there. He's like, oh, you can't. It's static free. We'll have to decontaminate. He's like, open the door. And the guy's like, okay, you're the president, sure. That's what I like about that dude. It's like, you think he's going to be that super, like, oh, we can't do that, sir. And he's just like, well, you're the president. You're the boss.
Yeah.
Like that. Open it up. Okay, sure. Is the glass bulletproof? Nope. Bah, 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 bah. And it's like, shoot this can. Okay. Bah, bah, bah. And, like, and he's, like, super helpful, which is weird because, like, he's an asshole in the X-Files. But he's like a good guy in this.
That's where I recognize him from.
He's a super soldier in the X-Files. He was also in Firefly. He was a good guy in Firefly, but in the X-Files he was that asshole super soldier dude. So then they make David, he's like, let's see if you're as smart as we all think you are. And it's like, or as we all know you, or hope you are. Yeah, let's see if you're as smart as we all hope you are. Because you got the weird long-haired scientist like, this has actually been really, really, the past 40 hours have been really exciting. It's like, people are dying. It's like, oh yeah.
Well, what I would I'd have to give that guy a little bit of slack, though. I mean, if he's stuck in there constantly.
Yeah, I do like that. We don't get outside much.
That's the only thing that I kind of, I'm like, man, how can you be like that upset at the guy? He's literally in prison.
You want to see what I got?
Yeah, you want to see it?
You want to see the enchilada?
Yeah, the big enchilada. You want to see my big enchilada?
You don't want none of this, 6 gun in this. Oh, sorry, it's a different movie.
You don't want to see my hand where my hip be at.
That's what this movie was missing, was a Will Smith song.
Right? Why didn't he get a cool song for this?
It's too serious for this one, dude.
He could have done like a serious...
Serious. Maybe Roland Emmerich was like, no.
No, we don't need a music video for this one. He's like,
no, it's cool. I wrote a song. No. That's not this kind of movie, Will. I like how in Area 51, there's like that clean room of like people in suits and masks just like holding metallic objects and looking busy. And then all these like normal civilians walk through. They're like, great, everything's contaminated now. Fucking throw it all away. Great. And they're just like doing nothing. They're like, look, busy, the president's here. It's like, oh, I've got this piece of metal.
Like, I can't imagine if there is something like that going on in real life, like that they're always constantly busy.
No, I feel like it's government work, so they're just fucking sitting around most of the time. And like one thing comes through, they're like, all right, cool, log it. And then other than that, they're just like, let's go fuck somebody up. Let's go fuck somebody's day over. And it's like, all right, we're bored.
Yeah, let's go look at the aliens. Let's go look at the big enchilada again.
Oh, let's go look at enchiladas.
Yeah. The freak
and
show.
And then they see the freak show.
Freak show.
Huh? Nobody? Oh, okay. There's probably one guy that was like laughing. He's like, oh, I can't
Nice.
laugh. Nobody's laughing. Nice. Oh, it's freak show. I get it. They're not so different than us. They're very vulnerable. Like we are fleshy, gross bodies and all this stuff. But they're in a
like
giant
us,
biomechanical suit.
It's pretty sick, though.
Pretty radical. You want to come see the ship that it's like from the fucking 50s and it's got a bunch of steel plates on it, but will totally pass it off as a working ship to the alien mothership later on? Like they're going to be like, hey, this is like an older model. There's big old steel plates on that. Let them in.
It's all good. We've been missing this ship. I wonder where it was.
No, they ain't gone.
We only lost it like 70 years ago.
No big deal. Years ago, I swear to God, I read this theory that it was like something they wrote and they deleted or whatever about why Russell's son is sick. Mm-hmm. Is it because like, I don't know, after he got abducted by aliens or some shit like that, like it did something to his son? I don't know. I swear to God that's real. I read that somewhere. I tried looking that up. Does not exist. The only deleted scene about that kid is like they show up at Area 51. It's like, my kid needs a doctor. He has some fucking medical condition. They're like, oh, okay. But I swear to God, I fucking read that theory on the internet years ago, and I was trying my hardest to find it last night, like looking on Reddit, looking on everything, and it's like, nope. I'm from a different universe, people, where there was a crazy theory that Russell's youngest boy has problems because of aliens.
I'd say it's still a pretty cool theory.
Yeah, because they show up and he has all these problems, but I don't know. It was.
We don't get to, they don't go much into it after that.
Yeah.
They don't really talk about it much.
He just looks like he has car sickness.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, I always thought he just was like car sick.
Yeah. But yeah, the years
Would that have been
ago,
too much to add to
probably.
that?
I feel like they were like,
they're already
okay,
doing a lot of stuff.
let's pump the brakes rolling. And he's like, all right, scrap it. Let's just make him have car sickness. So he gets picked up by the RV people. And he's like, oh, there's a military base over this way. He's like, it's not on the map. He's like, trust me, it's there. Because it's Area 51. It's not on the map.
Yeah, it's not
and then they come up in their RVs, and the guy's like, you need clearance. And he's like, oh, here, come here, show this. And that gooey, like, grossness that's always on the outside of these for some reason.
So
are they just stuck to the parachute?
Are they just gooey creatures then?
They look it. They must have some gooey film on the outside of them to protect them from, like, debris or gook or bugs or something like that, like constantly just sweating and oil,
like a gross, like,
which would be good if they learned how to use a fuel out of that. So it's like, hey, we're secreting this oil constantly, we should be able to harness it. Maybe that powers their suits, their oils, and the oils on the outside.
Yeah, but their
ships are powered by their sweat, oily.
Well, their suits are like somewhat alive because they're bio.
Yeah, they're just driving around giant,
like
fleshy mech swords that they're like in too, that they have to like get cut out of. Yeah. Which that scene, so they show up. You know, the scientist guy is really excited because they got a fresh specimen. He's gonna cut it in, and I already am. It's doomed from the start because he goes, all right, we take the thingy-majig and we put it in here. And I was like,
who are you?
We'll put the thingy-majig in here. And, oh, this is the icky part. And it's like who the fuck? Are you a real doctor, dude? This whole time you're just like, I've been working the past 15 years here. I don't know what's going on. Take the thingy-majig and put it in the what's it here. And then
apart aliens and shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
This is icky.
Well, it like splits open.
To be fair though, it is icky. So when he did describe it spot on, like this is the icky part. That part I always loved as a kid when they're like slicing into it and it's like moving that shit. Like I don't
and
know
then they
why
see its
that
face
part.
in there.
And that cool like reveal later when the like shiny eyelid goes like.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that part was fucking rad. That reminded me a lot of. You remember the scene in Spider-Man 2 when they're trying to cut the limbs off of Doc Ock, like after he first has the accident. And Alfred Molina's like laying there, and it's like that whole thing where it's like the arm starts moving or something. It's like the hand starts moving, and then like the people getting attacked. Like very reminiscent of that. Like I don't know if Sam Raimi did it intentionally or unintentionally, but like when I was watching, I was like, it's kind of reminds me of Spider-Man 2 with Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. Oh. But yeah, that scene, and then it's like random tentacles that like are just
whip
spraying around like.
And I always thought, like, was that the most like efficient way you could walk around? Like, why would you make like weird knuckle feet like that?
It makes no sense. There is so much. This is one thing that I've always disliked about this movie is the way those aliens walk, and this is their foot. All right, people. They've got these two long toes, and they walk like that.
Yeah, like
on that. And so like all of this weight goes on these tiny thin toes that are being bent this way. Not like walking like an actual toe, but fucking curled like this way. There's no way.
It's like it's almost like knuckles.
Yeah.
Like that's what it kind of reminds me of. Like it's like big knuckles.
But it's like walking on this part of your hand, folks. It's just gonna like break their ankle.
And only if you had like two fingers too.
Yeah. It bothered like ever since I was a kid and saw this, I'm like, that's stupid. Why would it walk like that?
And I thought it was dumb too, and this is before I really understood like evolution and like why things turn out the way they do. And it's just like you guys are like scavenger, like you find out actually here that they're basically go from planet to planet just sucking resources. What part of your evolution made you develop these?
And those are suits that they built. Those are the biomechanical suits. Yeah. They're like, all right, what's the most efficient way to walk and run in these things? I don't know, like on our fucking knuckles like this. Perfect.
So, like, I'd be curious to see what, like, a full-on invasion of them, like, walking out of a ship would look like. Like, I just don't imagine it being constantly. Very graceful. Because, like,
what about
bodies,
traction?
like,
Yeah, they're, like, so top-heavy. So, like, is that part of the knuckle just, like, fucking slip resistant? Like, it didn't look like it had any grip on it. So they're going to hit one fucking slippery stair and go whoop and just dead.
Yep. Like, everything on Earth is slippery. So good luck, aliens.
And they're constantly secreting an oil. So, man, you guys are going to slip like
gooey.
Fucking... President's talking to the alien via the scientist guy who's got the neck around the thing around his neck. Release me. Like, maybe we can negotiate a truce and live together. And can there be a peace? No peace. What do you want? What do you want us to do? Die. And then he gets that image in his head.
Yeah.
Is that glass bulletproof? No, it's not. Fucking light it up.
And then I like how he gives it a few more at the end too.
Well, you gotta make sure.
Dude, I would have been walking over there right then to make sure, not waited to have a little conversation. I would have been like, I probably would have reloaded and went over there and shot it a few more times.
Like 4 clips into that thing.
Like we just got to make sure, it fucked this guy up. He's not going to be,
what's
doing any
like,
autopsies
and so
for a while.
Previous to this, the Wiener's Secretary of Defense was really pushing for a nuclear strike, which, like, the president's like, I've already lost a lot of civilians. I'm not about to do one over a fucking heavily populated area. And then after this, the president sees their plan, and he's like, all right, let's do it. And
well, no, they get attacked.
Defense is like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, dude.
Well, they get attacked. Don't they get hit again by those fuckers?
No, it's later on. They get Area 51.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does it after
because then that's when David's all getting drunk and pissed off because they're like, oh, hey, answer is nuclear war. And he's like, let's, maybe if we make this planet a shithole, they won't like it. So he's like fucking breaking shit. And he's like, I love
what's
that.
great is they never talk about that nuke again.
Never. So they nuke above Dallas or Houston or whatever, and they got that dope-ass tank, and it's like, we moved a lot of people out, so casualties should be at a minimum. It's
Minimum.
like,
Not everybody.
there's going to be
minimum.
radiation there for quite a long time. But
Yeah.
hey, there's not really much of a city left there to begin with because it's already been annihilated. So, hey, whatever.
Fuck it. I guess try it.
And that plane is nowhere near far away enough for that explosion. It's like, all right, send the rocket, and then like you can see on the radar, it's like still like over here, and like the ship's here, and
It's
then
like,
the
oh,
explosion,
man,
and that thing would
President,
have just been like.
The president should have given him the all clear a little bit faster.
Yeah, maybe we could
earlier
have
in
launched it further away. Like we didn't have to launch it from a plane. Maybe from like the ground
I
somewhere.
feel like the technology's there.
Yeah, I think it's like I feel like we have intercontinental ballistic missiles
At this point,
that just
at
shoot from the
96,
ground. We've
yes.
had that since the fucking Cold War. Like I don't know why
Yeah.
we have to deliver it via plane.
Because it looks cooler.
You get the little cool dot.
Well, you had to have a few of those bombers out there too.
Even though only
You know.
one's.
Our tax dollars hard at work.
Thanks, Secretary of Defense. So then, explosion goes off. Nothing happens. They're like, yeah, like the guy's like, yeah, we got it. And it's like, well, wait, we
Like,
gotta get it
chill
confirmed.
out, dude. You didn't even see any like bits flying off.
Turns out they didn't. It's perfectly fine.
And now you have a nuclear Houston.
Yeah, but hey, it's just Houston. Who cares?
I guess nobody, because they don't talk about it ever again.
And then David's having a drunken moment. And his dad gets him out of it, and he's saying, "Hey, I get it. I didn't talk to God after your mom died, And he's like, "Whoa, all right." He's like, "Get your shit together, get a sweater on, or else you're gonna get a cold." And he's like,
What? A cold.
"A cold?"
Well, he says, "What'd you say, Dad?" And he's like, "Oh," he said, I can't remember what his other spiel part was. Like,
Yeah.
no, not that. Oh, you're gonna get a cold if you don't get off the floor? Yeah.
Gets
You're a-
up, gets his
you're a
shit together,
genius.
wakes that other fucking guy up. He's like, "We got work to do."
I'm sober now. My dad
Suddenly
snapped me out
I'm
of it.
sober. Oh, shit. So then, David has this plan. He gets everybody in there, puts the Coke can conveniently label out so we all can see it's a Coke can. He's like, all right,
Product
guy,
placement.
shoot that thing. And I like how the bullet bounces around. Like, I was really hoping it hit one guy. Like, oh!
Ow!
Turns out he gave and then he's like, oh, try it again. Which I like how the dude looks to the president for approval. And I love that. And he's just like, do it up, dude. Fucking whatever
Shoot
this
it,
guy
go
says,
ahead.
do it. Shoots it. And he's like, I gave the thing a virus. And the
Give it a
thing's
cold.
down.
Give
Give
it
it
a
a
virus. Computer virus.
So here's the plan. We get up there. We go into the mothership, and then you guys do your thing after that.
Yeah, I give
Hey,
it
go
a
get him.
virus.
Go get him. And so they're gonna fly the ship. Will Smith's gonna fly it because also he wanted to be in NASA, but he's not gonna be in NASA because they said no. But after this, he'll be in
He'll
NASA
probably
because he
be in
actually
NASA
went to
now.
fucking space, dude.
Yeah,
He's
like-
gonna fly it. David's gonna go with him. They're gonna put that virus in there and blow the shit up, dude. So the plan is David and Steve are gonna go up into the mothership. And while that's going on, we're gonna do a counter strike where we shoot at the ship when it's got no shield.
Yeah.
And then that's when they're like, all right, we need every pilot we can get. And then Randy Quaid's like, I'm pilot.
I do flying.
I do crop dusting, and also I was in Nam, and also 10 years ago I was abducted by these things, so like I'm really, really looking to get some piece of the action, and they're just like, okay.
We
Well, we're
pilots,
just gonna
so-
take
all right.
everybody. I don't really care about your background. If you can fly, we don't need to know
You're
anything
in.
else. I'm pilot. So yeah, they're gonna go up, and then the president gives a dope ass speech.
Right?
Like.
Oh, is
No
this
longer be-
is this after he's found his wife? Because that happened.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that part.
Because Steve
Yeah.
he just takes that helicopter.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
he's just
You gonna
sitting there
shoot me?
like bumming.
Yeah, because he found out that the fort or the base is gone.
And he's like,
Robert
"Oh, I gotta get
Loggia.
back to
Fort whatever, and he's like, "Oh, it's blown up, dude. All of LA is just fucked." And he's like, "Oh,
He's just like, and I'm just gonna walk away from you now.
have fun with that, partner. You're on your
Yeah,
own."
you let that sink in.
And then he steals a copter, and he's like, "Oh, tell him I hit you." And it's this big guy. And he's like,
What?
"Yeah, right."
Yeah.
He swoops
yeah.
in. Luckily, finds out exactly where his wife's at.
Somehow. Well, he goes to the base because they're outside.
Oh, that's right, because she's at the base. That's right.
Because that's where he told her to go, basically. And he's like, or did he say, he said he was going there. Did he tell her to go there?
I think she just was like, oh, I know where, like, they're going.
Yeah.
But then, of course, First Lady's dying. And, of course, the doctor's like, if only we had gotten to her sooner. It's like, oh, really? Put some salt in the wound there, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, if she were here minutes sooner, if, like, maybe like 5 minutes tops, we could save her. But...
5-10 minutes, dude? But now it's just too late. There's nothing we can do.
Sorry, guy.
Absolutely nothing. Sorry.
Yeah, she's just bleeding uncontrollably out of
Got
every
internal
organ.
bleeding. She's the first lady. We're not going to try everything we can. I don't feel like
seriously. You were at like Area 51. She is the first lady of the president. You need to get like top of the fucking line treatment. Like you put alien parts in her if you need to.
Yeah, there's no fucking way they would have just let her die. Like, there's no doctor would have just been like, oh, she's just going to have to die. Sorry, dude.
She's got internal... We're at Area 51. There's some super experimental shit going on here. This is also, like, the most important man in America's wife.
Yeah.
Get your shit together and fix her. Give her alien blood. I don't know what you need to do. Make her the first hybrid, and then she can communicate, and we can have a peace. I don't know.
I just don't see it happening from those aliens. They're shitty.
He takes that death pretty well. I mean, he's cut up about it.
Yeah.
And his daughter's like, "Is mommy sleeping?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Okay, so that hit me harder this time, but it's only because I have a kid.
Oh yeah, I think mostly because like I am fully cognizant of the situation of like, oh, his wife's dying. Oh shit.
It's like whenever now that there are kids and stuff, like when they're that young, I put my daughter in that. I'm like, oh man.
Oh man,
that would suck.
Is mommy
ass.
sleeping? No, idiot. She's dead. I mean, yeah, she's sleeping,
yeah.
baby.
No, she's fucking dead.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. No, she's sleeping with the angels now. So, he gives his cool speech about the 4th of July no longer being an American holiday.
Now it's everybody holiday.
World holiday. Even though technically, it's not the 4th of July everywhere on the globe because of time zones. So in Iraq and stuff like that, it's actually probably July 5th, but America's the one that figured out how to do it. We get to pick the day of the world's Independence Day because this is their Independence Day. Yeah! Everyone's freaking the fuck out.
It's a good speech though.
It's a really good speech,
and I think it's supposed to be like coming off the top. So it's good.
He's fucking killing it. That's why he's a badass president, man. But then they're getting the word out there via Morse code, old-fashioned Morse code, that they're getting a counter-strike. And they're in Iraq, and like the British guy's like, "It's about bloody time."
And then it starts going around to like the different countries, and they're all
got it.
And they're all like, "Got it, getting in. We're gonna do this.
We're gonna do this. Everyone, fly at these ships at this time for some reason. Just trust us."
Well, the Americans are pulling off something, so they must be right. Because everybody is just so down to be like, "Yep, America's right."
At this point, they're like, "We'll try anything, dude." Like,
I guess if the world's been basically destroyed,
and they're mostly, like, "Hey, we'll try anything."
This guy's got an idea. We're gonna hack the system and send him a virus. Bada bing, bada boom, take him down.
Boom. I do like the interactions with Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith on that ship. It was just like they had a good like chemistry between them. Like, oops. What do you mean? Oops. Yeah, we need to go that way. Oh,
what was it that he says to him? And Jeff Goldblum's like, "Oops."
He's like, whoa, why you didn't tell me about this? Oops. Oh yeah, with the tractor beam. He's like, whoa. He's like, it's okay. I anticipated this. Why'd you tell me? Oops. Gotcha, bud. Now you guys are best friends because you got cigars for when the fat lady sings.
Yeah.
What's with the fat lady? You're obsessed with the fat lady. When they're showing up,
considered that the fat lady when they do smoke them though.
Well, they thought they were gonna die, but then they got released. So they were premature fat ladying because they're like, "This is it, we're gonna die." But then they get released like, "Oh shit, we're actually gonna
put these out.
Smoke this." But when their ship is heading to the mothership, for some reason it just reminded me of like Return of the Jedi. And it's just like, oh, I don't know, sir. It's an old code, but it checks out. It's like they're like,
it's an old code, but
it's an old ship, but hey, it checks out. It works. Bring him on board.
Alright, cool. Well, they don't even do that. They don't like check them or anything. They just
Just, like,
pull up and
tractor
like
beam
lock
'em
them
in,
in
you know?
the lock them in that little like ship
It's
holder
just
or whatever.
random tubes of hallways of nonsense and columns and pillars. And, like, something that didn't click with me when I was a child, but I finally got it now, was, like, when they're underneath the giant shawarma meat thing, you know? It
Yeah,
looks like,
yeah.
there's all those things on the ground. I was like, oh, those are the aliens. They're like
Yeah,
a
it's like a
ground
huge
battalion
invasion
thing.
force.
Because I only ever remember the one that like turns around, but I never like noticed like
Like
the
that when they
grouping
zoom
of
out,
them. I was
it's
like,
just like
oh
huge,
shit!
like
It's like the Clone Wars thing. All
Yeah.
the clones getting on thing. I was like, how did I never notice that? I'm like, oh, that's why he's like, oh, it's an invasion. It's been an invasion. These are just the ground troops, all right?
yeah,
They're pretty well past invasion at this point.
yeah. I would say
It's-
yeah.
They've
They're-
been
they're-
doing the invasion,
They're about to deploy ground troops, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
but yeah, it's just they get in
Now-
there and it's just
Before I get too far,
fucking massive.
do you think that like we could have held up against ground troops? Do you think they had like shields?
No, I feel like we probably could have, because if Will Smith could just punch one in the head, and I don't know what their ammunition situation is. It didn't look, I don't know if they have guns or if they just use, maybe their tentacles shoot lasers. I don't know what their weapon of choice situation is, biomechanical, but I feel like they think, oh, we got all the big shit out of the way. We could just go down there and just crack some skulls the old-fashioned way. So like,
They were underestimating humanity.
because we love guns and we're
just awful.
awful fucking people. We would have mowed them down like, oh shit, they're all gooey.
Aliens, shoot 'em.
Fucking let them.
I like how
oh shit, we
I
didn't
like how
realize they had
that is
these things.
that is the human reaction. Oh shit, it's all gooey. Shoot it.
Shoot it.
It's the
Oh
goo.
cool, it's got a weakness. Fuck it up. So, but yeah, like I feel like we could have probably held our own, kind of like Terminator style, where like we could fight the machines on ground.
But it was
beyond
pretty
that,
fucking hard.
It's like it's pretty fucking hard.
I mean,
But-
machines, that'd be pretty rough, though. I mean, they're not, like, at least the
But they also
bullets,
have
you know,
lasers.
will actually go through these. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to take down a fucking Terminator.
Even with laser guns.
Yeah. Oh, so, they're battling it out. Or no, they're
They're
about
getting-
to.
they're
He's
about
upload-
to.
They get locked in the thing. He's like, time to upload the virus.
I like that when he's like, it's okay, don't worry, we have with our own wind visor, or, you know, sun visor.
power
So it's
windows.
downloading this at 2 kilobytes a second. Fucking slowest download ever.
I
And,
know.
so they get him down. The president and them are all flying because the president's a fucking badass. And he's like, I'm going to go fly with them. They all shoot their boxes at it. Blows
He's
up.
like,
Still
he's
the
like
shield.
right in the front, too. Like,
Too,
what a
yeah. And he's
badass.
just like, I like when they're like, oh, it didn't work. Turn around. He's like, wait a minute. One more time. And then he does it, goes
Yeah.
through, and he's like, fucking let's
Let's get 'em.
annihilate these. And we spend too much time shooting the sides of it and not anywhere else on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they're doing the dog fight and everybody's missiles are gone. And Robert Loggia's like, get out of there! Which Robert Loggia can scream. I love the way he yells. Like, Lost Highway, which also has Bill Pullman, is that whole scene in Lost Highway where, like, they run the dude off the road and he's, like, talking about tailgating and car accidents each year. And he's just fucking yelling at that. Look that scene up, people, because Robert Loggia goes into this dude. Fucking love the way this guy yells. And then he was also in Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie.
Oh, that's right.
Cut the He's all yelling, like, get him out of there! Get out of there! And he's like, no, give us one more shot. Boom!
And he gets
Everybody's
it.
dying. Everybody's losing missiles.
Well, he has
President's
one left.
gonna
He's like,
President's
all right.
gonna shoot for the thing that's the laser that's coming out. One thing I really also liked too was the press secretary lady, David's wife, ex-wife. Although it looks like they're gonna get remarried again because
Yeah.
when Will
Well,
Smith and
they
his
had a mock wedding with Will
mock
Smith.
wedding, and they're kind of at the same piggybacking on it.
Yeah. I don't think
She
that
points
counts,
out-
though.
Yeah, not really. She points out they're coming this way, and it's like, yeah, we're underground, we're safe. She's like, but what about the people outside? And he goes,
I like
oh
that.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Any other like movie that guy would be like, well, they're on their own. This guy's like, oh, fuck, and immediately calls.
Yeah.
That's why this guy was cool.
Like he's bringing in the civilians. He's not going to let them fucking die.
Yeah, and they get as many as they can.
I feel like, you're right. I think in a lot of other military situations, they'd be like, well, civilian casualties, blah, 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 blah. They would have just shut the doors,
Yeah, and he like went out on foot himself, and she went with him, which was pretty fucking badass, to bring these people. And they get enough of them. Yeah. They get a good amount.
Well, I mean, there's bound to be some casualties when you get fucking aliens shooting at you.
Pew, 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 pew.
So they're going at it. They're fighting. The president misses his shot.
He has one missile left, and they're like, shoot the big old green thing on the bottom. He misses.
And then Russell K comes flying out. Oh, God, right
I
here,
like how
President.
he flies at them. He's like, does anybody have any missiles? Like, oh, I'm on my way. And he comes out of the clouds at them. And it's like, whoa, dude, okay. And he's
and
like,
I like how they're like, oh, identify
you.
yourself. And like, who are you? Like, you guys.
You know who I am. You have a screen of which all of we are. It's like, who are you? Put him on speaker too,
Pilot,
so his son in here.
Yourself.
So his son that's in the room, luckily, can hear that it's him.
Yeah.
He's got one missile left. Dad, Russell, Dad. He actually calls him Dad at this point.
Oh,
Dad,
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 Dad. Whoa. Russell's flying. He's like, hey, guys, let's give him some room. Plow the road. But his missiles are locked. They're jammed. You see the little thing.
Yeah, boop, boop. Eagle 1, Box 2.
So you know what? He knows what to do. He knows what to do. Tell my kids I love them. Dad!
Dad! Dad!
And then he goes in there and he goes, hello, boys. I'm back. And then right in the pooper of that fucking ship.
Yeah.
Ship. Weakest spot on that ship is
apparently.
How
did they decide? Were they just lucky? Do you think they just got lucky with that? Or do you think that they're like, I bet you that's where that's the soft spot. It's where the pole
that's where they're saying it's like that's where the laser shoots out. Let's just fucking blow that thing up and see what happens. Little do they know, that blows up the whole ship because you're just shooting that laser
All right,
back
everybody
into the
shoot
ship.
the laser into the ship.
We know how to take them down. Send it. I feel like
oh yeah.
when I was a kid, I always thought the joke would be it's like we know how to take them down. Send it out. So now one pilot in every area has to fly their plane into it instead of shooting a missile. It's like the only way is to fly a plane into it.
It has to have it, but you have to have a missile attached.
Sorry, you have to have one missile and you fly that plane into it and blow it up. Why can't we shoot the missile? Hey, the president said that's how they did it. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't want to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of situation.
Oh, the line, I totally forgot. This made me laugh. When Russell's going to fly into it, the president just goes, good luck, buddy. Not like, thanks for your service. Just like, good luck, buddy. Good luck, pal.
Yeah, go ahead. Fly right in there.
Get him, bud. Thank you for your service. Nope, good luck, buddy. Your father was a brave man. I know.
And like the smile, I'm like, the hell are you smiling at?
He just fucking died. I know he was a cool guy.
Like, so you didn't think that earlier when he corrupted, dusted the wrong crops. Did you?
Some shit. Fuck you, little kid. Your dad was cool the whole time. He knew what was going on. He knew the score. He was right. Fuck you. Meanwhile, back on the mothership, they're still stuck. Window opens. They have to hide.
Yeah, they hide behind the
they're
seats.
Like, fuck, we're stuck. And then he's like, oh, it's time for the fat lady to sing. And he's like, well, only one thing to do. Let's shoot the missile at him. And they do, and they're smoking their stogies, bye. And you think they know what's about to hit them? Not a clue. No. Peace! And I love how they use the sound, like the skull and crossbones, and then like the Super Mario 64, like the laugh, like the Bowser laugh thing. I was like, that's fucking great. They get dislodged, though, and they're able to they got 30 whole seconds.
Like, go.
Like, go this way. Where do you think I'm going, man? Stop side seat driving. I fucking love that one. Yes, you and me. Yes, you. And I was like, God damn. The way Jeff Goldblum talks, he's fucking
just
great.
Like that tiny little opening. And that even makes the ship look even fucking bigger. I'm like,
for the fact that this ship that they're piloting, that's like pretty fucking big to begin with, you know?
Yeah.
Like the little fighter pilot ones.
Yeah.
Goes through this giant triangular door that is just about closing and is still like is tiny compared to that. Like, so that fucking
Like,
mothership is huge.
ridiculous. Like the scale of that thing. Oh my god.
And no wonder they need resources to power that shit up, because they're like, oh, let's make it huge. Anyway, blows it up, fucking debris gets shot at them, and you think they're dead. But they're not, because they land somewhere.
Yeah, they crash landed. But I mean, come on, you knew he could crash land like a pro.
Dude, he fucking, yeah, he's Will Smith. He has been able to crash every plane and walk away from it without a scratch on him. Welcome to Earth, dude. And then, yeah, President and them all drive up there with the ladies and the dog. Big old smooch as they're fucking just going to town on their stogies, dude, on them stogies.
Yeah, see, didn't I promise you fireworks?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Kid gets the last line of the movie, too. I hate that. Yeah.
All right, we didn't bring this up, but since it's the end, child actors, there's a few.
Oh, man. Fucking... Out of 10, I'm going to give this kid about a 4.
The Dylan?
I mean, he's not... Because A, he's Dylan, he's not as good as me. And then B, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of screen time, but I don't know. No. Wow, aliens.
What about the president's daughter?
She was good. She's actually a good actress. Comparative to the Dylan. She was pretty good. I'll give her, you know, a 7. Once again, didn't get a lot of screen time. Was able to actually convey emotion and excitement and sadness. This kid's just like, oh, when they're like running away from
I know,
the fire.
I loved her. Daddy let me watch Letterman.
Yeah, it's like,
I was like, man, that would be totally something my daughter would do.
yeah. Oh, you didn't? She didn't stay up all night, did she? No. Daddy let me watch Letterman. You fucking piece of shit.
Shut up.
But yeah, day saved.
And then Russell's kids.
Okay. Adult guy. No. He's just like, Russell, you're an asshole, but I love you.
He has a very
at the
like
end."
wannabe.
He's trying to be
Keanu
Keanu.
Reeves. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the hair too. The middle, the daughter, she's cool just because she's from Mrs. Surefire later on.
Oh, that's
Mrs.
right.
Doubtfire. And then the third kid, you know, he was barely in it. He knew how to throw up. He was good at that. So.
Oh, I got the sickies. Let me out of the bus.
Oh, Daddy, my tum-tum hurts. Oh, Daddy. But anyway, ship's blown up. Everybody's happy. President respects David. David calls him Mr. President. Smoking. The dad's like, oh, was this healthy for you now? He's like, I get used to it.
Get
I'm
used to it.
fucking badass now, Dad.
Yeah.
I fucking blew some shit up, Dad. And it is the new Independence Day. Oh, yeah, he's been to space. And he saved the fucking day. And that's it. All neatly wrapped up. No traces of a sequel. I know there's a sequel. I haven't seen it. It looked like garbage.
It lacks the luster of the original movie.
Well, it's because it's too late. That's the problem. It's too late. Like, I hate when they wait way too long for a sequel, and they're like, all right, well, let's just bring the legacy actors in, and people will obviously want to go see it. And it's like, yeah, but...
Well, I mean, Will Smith wasn't in it, but there's, like, you know... There's reasons.
Spoiler alert, people. I know that they, cover your ears if you didn't want the resurgence to be spoiled for you, but, they kill him off screen because they couldn't get Will Smith on.
But I think I think there's a comic, and I think in the comic, his character actually does die.
Like, my idea for the sequel would have been a little bit sooner after this. And I don't know the plot of Resurgence, but my idea for the sequel...
It, like, takes place, like, a while after. Because, like, we've adopted their technology.
Yeah, but my idea is, like, it's a few years after the first one.
So, like, 98.
Strike while the iron's hot, 98, 2000s. We're hunting down the residual aliens that were crash landed and survived, or maybe, like, were part of the ships, survived it somehow, hiding underground, using humans as slaves. Or there's butthole humans that are like, we're like, oh, we have to give them a chance. They're great.
They're like
and
alien
everything.
sympathizers, and they think that if they let them like take over the planet, they'll like be cool with them, even though they probably wouldn't.
it'd be more of like a political, almost like District 9 thing, but also hunting down these aliens and like.
Well, they're less District 9. At least the District 9
Yeah.
aliens are somewhat like
But
civilized.
it's more like of a political thing instead of like an action thing. It's just like, oh, we gotta fucking find these aliens, but we can't get to them because these people are like, we're protecting them or something like that.
See,
like,
that would
that's my idea.
That would have been a cool like middle ground to Resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
where it's like dealing with
you're
the
right.
aftermath.
If there was
of it.
if you got to deal with the aftermath, and then go to Resurgence, because I think Resurgence was taking place like years.
It's like 20, it's like 20 something years after.
Yeah, there's like a base on the moon and shit. Like there's stuff that's happened, and there's no way
their jets can fly in space or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the technology is crazy, and you're right. Like a time after that, like even 2 years, still looking for like alien survivors just to get rid of the fuckers off our planet.
And then you could have had this whole thing. You could have had a whole thing of like people getting alien technology and not using it properly, or like now we have to deal with, our old enemies. Now we're enemies again because there's no longer an alien threat. They have alien technology that they're advancing, and it's almost like the nuclear arms race all over again, but with alien technology.
Yeah.
Like, oh, who's the first one that could build the giant laser that can blow up a whole place?
Yeah.
So like that would have been
at that
lot
point. Then
cooler.
The entire situation would have gotten completely different, because like I think in this is like an entire world of like we're united because of the aliens.
Yeah, but then after that, there's still going to be that greed and power of like, okay, well, we have this technology.
Well, I mean, you and I both know that that's how it would have actually gone.
Precisely, like probably about a couple months after that.
And it sucks because like I always think to myself like, wow, I mean, maybe an alien invasion like that would bring everyone together, because we know there's something way bigger than us out there that we have to fight
for a time,
against.
And then we'd all be like, okay, well, now we are back to being important. We have the technology. You can't use it, only we can. Yeah. Give us all this shit you found. That's going to be what it is. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just received a signal from our satellites. I've decoded it. Oh, it's a bunch of zeros and ones. Dane, I know you read binary. I'll send this to you. What does this code say?
Fax it over to me. Let me see. No, that's just a website, and that website is Project Nerd, projectnerd.com. Seems the aliens are fans of Project Nerd, and how could you not be when you've got so much nerdy stuff just waiting for you? It's a click away. You got us. You got unboxings, and you got all kinds of other fun stuff.
If the aliens think it's cool, you should think it's cool. Go check it out, project-nerd.com. Let's rate it.
So this movie is very nostalgic for me. I've watched it over and over and over and over again. I don't know. It's weird because like it's a serious movie that I feel like you don't have to take it extremely seriously. I mean, you can't really at certain points, but I don't know. Like it hits a little bit different now that I'm older, I guess. I guess as an older person, I now pay attention more of the like political aspect of it, and like more of the drama and less of the action, even though it's still awesome.
Yeah.
I would give this movie I'd give it a 8.5 aliens.
Ooh, nice.
This is a good one. This is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah. Same here. Very nostalgic. I mean, I had the toys. I had the alien that you press the back of its head, it'd pop open, and there's an alien inside of it. I think I had one of the ships. Had the fucking floppy disks that we talked about earlier, folks. My birthday is Independence Day, so hey.
They made the movie for you. It's
just
true.
For me. The title is for me. Effects still hold up. Like, a lot of them still hold up. That's, again, because kudos to practicality. Like, miniatures are great. Fucking explosions are great. It's a fun movie. It's a science fiction. Don't care about the science. Don't worry about it. Have fun with it. I'm going to give it 8.7 cigars. Big old stogies to smoke. The fat lady has sung, folks. Light them up. That's true. The thing from before the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great movie. It's fun. It's Roland Emmerich at his best. He's peaked after this movie.
It's true.
It's very true. So,
I mean, the destruction scenes didn't, but the movie itself. Yeah.
The idea, the story, and everything like that. The pod race scene was pretty cool.
It always is.
Yeah, check it out, folks. Check out. I mean, if you haven't seen Independence Day, and if you aren't upset about us ruining it, where have you been, man? Saturn, go check it out, dude. For Two Guys, One Film, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
We'll see you next week. I should probably act a little more excited. We'll see you next week.
We will.